Hello, I'm the Oddnight Builder, and this is part 2 of the playground for the kids. So this wouldn't be one of my projects if I didn't screw up somewhere. So I actually was trying to give myself a 6-foot border around the grapes and between the play area. The reason I'm doing this is because my 52-inch mowing deck has a really large chute on it, so it makes it 60 inches. I tried to give myself a little wiggle room around the vines, except when I measured my 6-foot mark around the area, I did it from the fence and not the vine. So the vine was another 7 inches away from the fence. Why? I don't know. They were planted that way. They grew that way. Who the heck knows? All I know is that I now had to move everything 7 inches that way. So guess what I'm doing? Getting muddy, playing in the dirt, whatever you want to call it. But I'm doing it. Over here, the ground's kind of going to meet right where the log is. Not the ideal situation, but you know what? As long as it's level, I really don't care. And as far as weeds are concerned, it's a little easier to mow. I don't have to worry so much about hitting the mower deck with the, against the wood or anything. And who knows, maybe I might put some garden there. Who the heck knows? I just want it clean, straight edges. Another challenge to moving it back is that it was also a little off of where we're supposed to meet for the lap over here. So now that I have it in place, I kind of have to level it, and that includes going and digging all the way back here. Now it's got a little space over here, just a little, not a whole heck of a lot, but it's just enough to be annoying. So it's not so hot this week, finally, and about the 5th time of trying to kill all these weeds in the smoothed out area for the pen. Hopefully it sticks this time. So what I've done so far is I've done 6 holes about 1 foot deep, and I made 18-inch pipes out of some pipe I had laying around. Got some fittings for about $1.25 each, just little 45s or whatever I had laying around as well. The only problem is that, as you can see, when I made the holes for the top bits, that's where that one and that one laid. But with this extra 18-inch piece, it goes out about another 6-ish inches. So I now have to adjust the holes and then put it in. So that's going to be fun. So at this point, you're probably asking, why did I leave so much exposed? Well, the few inches of gravel, approximately 4 inches of gravel, are going to be sitting right about here-ish. That's the plan anyway. And I want it to not have the anchors be so evident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concrete about up to here, just enough to give it a little holder, and I'm going to bury the thing with some of the remaining dirt here, pack it down as best I can, and once it's packed down, it should hold the swing set in place. If not, I was thinking of putting some bolts through the plastic and through the metal and just holding it even more still. But this should at least provide some kind of a support. So they say that you can just pour this in place and then add some water. Well, I don't really trust the consistency, so I'm driving another 1.5 inch pipe down to the ground and pour water down and pull it out gently. As I'm pouring the water, this way I distribute the water through the layers of the concrete, and you get a nice even pour like that. So about 3 bags worth between all 6 of the posts, and I made sure to fill it up as high as I could because, why waste it? So it should be seating in there pretty well. After the initial layer, I went back with the concrete, the 3rd concrete bag, and I poured a little bit at a time and mixed in the water just like you would any cake batter or something like that. Just get a nice even mixture going on there. And now I'm just going to let it dry and then cover it up with dirt. It should be sturdy after that. So I have to wait till tomorrow. I got 2 rolls of 10 by 25 plastic. Unfortunately, the black roll that I had is no longer sold that I could find, so I had to sell for clear. doesn't really matter. The rock's being delivered tomorrow, so I'm not really going to see it. I don't care. So, because it's 24, I got roughly 6 inches on either side. And what I did is I used a pry bar and just popped it up and slid the plastic underneath. And the seam down the center is somewhat overlapped. Now, there's going to be grass at some point that's snaking around and going around here. There's really not a whole heck of a lot you can do about that. Even if I were to fold the center, grass finds a way. That's life. Now, as far as the pipes, pop the hole, cut a slit, and then slid it over. Works easy. I'm expecting the gravel tomorrow. It's roughly 7.5 yards of gravel, and that meant 2 truckloads. I could only really afford 1 truckload at the time, so I'm going to put primarily most of it where the swing set is, and then when we have enough money for the next load, I'll fill in the rest. The area that is, I'm going to at least try to put like 2 inches of gravel across the whole thing, and then try to make it thicker near the swing set so that the girls can go and play. As far as the swing pieces, I'm going to put those back up right now and not put any of the attachments on right now. Okay, so it's just kind of fitted together right now. Now the hardest part, putting the screws back in. I'm by myself, so this ought to be fun. Alrighty, so that's done now, and just have to wait for rock. So now that I've put the seesaw back on, the item 4 isn't really packed down that much, and it's really not a whole heck of a lot separating the plastic and the ground from this pipe, and there's really no end cap here. So I decided I'm going to put a brick here and down there at the swing. I'm also going to put bricks underneath the ladder and the little foot for the slide and the end of the slide. It's not like there's anything wrong with it. I just want to have a little extra support. Nothing wrong with that. Now that the gravel's put down and the other attachments put on, I moved the little kid's house over here, and a sandbox is going to be going over here. Now, the gravel is thin over here. All they could give me was 4 cubic yards in 1 truck, and I had to take it. It's the best that they could do, and I wanted to get it somewhere started. So I'm going to leave it thin right now in that area. It's a little thicker near the swing set like I wanted, and if we get some money real fast, something more like tax season, I'm going to put some more gravel down and try to level it out. Probably another 2.5, 3 cubic yards. I think maybe around 2 cubic yards to do it. But anyway, now that it's done, I'm going to wait for Emma to come home from her first day of school and give her a nice surprise of having a swing set that is a nice little playground. Now, you're probably wondering why I went with the item 4. Like I said before, I'm going to do a patio when they've grown out of this. But the item 4 doesn't allow for as many bugs as mulch would. My friend had suggested why not put down the rubber matting, the shredded rubber tires and stuff like that, but the rubber tires are really expensive, and trying to find them around here, especially for delivery, is really hard. And besides, I mean, it's rocks, it's the same stuff as my driveway. It'll, you're gonna fall, you get a little hurt, whatever. The thing about the New York mix of item 4 is that there's a little more of the powder in it, so it'll pack down a lot better. It'll be a little more solid. Yeah, mulch will give way, but you're also prone to get little splinters from the bark or wood pieces, and there's going to be more bugs in there. And I have 2 little girls. They're not really happy about bugs. Anyway, if you like my video, please subscribe, and maybe hit the like button. I really don't have too many likes on my videos. Until next time, I'm the Oddnight Builder, and have a good night.